now cost is really important, and I want to introduce our good friend Liam to the show. Liam, welcome to AWS on the air, and um, well, say hi to everyone and introduce yourself really quick.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. It's great to be here. I'm calling in live from the floor of the MGM Grand, and by floor, I mean the literal floor. My name is Liam Greenemeyer. I'm a senior technical product manager in AWS billing and cost management, and I've been working for the last year on our unified billing and cost management console. So very excited to be here and talk to our customers about that.
Thanks, Liam. Now, what's interesting as I talk to customers, it's when you talk about the cost and the cost and usage reports and cost explorer is kind of looking what has happened previously, and that's kind of a separate tool. You look to see kind of what your costs previously have been, and then when you look for into the future, you go into a different tool for budgets, and usually we have to explain both of those tools. And it sounds like what you're here to talk to us about is kind of bringing those two worlds together per se.
Yeah, I think that's right. So what we've heard from a lot of our customers is they're really enjoying and getting a lot of use out of the different tools that we've built, whether it's cost and usage report or cost explorer or budgets or anomaly detection. But what we've heard from our customers is in order to make good financial decisions about their AWS cloud estate, they are spending a lot of time gathering data, like you said, from these different tools, from these different sources. So they're going to different console pages, they're looking at offline reports, they're going to, they might look at Cost Explorer to understand their historical data. They might look at a different Cost Explorer view to see how their costs were driven by different applications or business units or teams. And then they might go to a different page to understand if there are any anomalies, and then a different console to see how costs are trending against budgets. And what we wanted to accomplish with this new feature that we've launched is making it easier for customers to make better informed and higher velocity cloud financial management decisions by bringing all that key information together in a single pane of glass, and not only providing that key information, but also providing recommendations for customers on what they can do next. And so this helps for our customers to make smarter and faster decisions so that they can get the most value out of every dollar that they spend on AWS.
Liam, you covered it all. I don't even have any questions for you now.
All right. Well, I'm glad I did a good summary.
No, that was great. Bringing everything into that single pane of glass is super important. You mentioned so many different places that people were going to find all of this information that is now in one console. Talk about, why cloud financial management actually, is important.
Yeah, so cloud financial management, as Jeff alluded to, is a topic that it gets more and more important for our customers every year. And one of the things that I want to emphasize about cloud financial management is while a big piece of it is saving money and getting the most value out of every dollar that you spend on AWS, it's actually much broader than that. And there's a broad set of sort of cloud financial management best practices that can help you not only optimize your spend, but also, for example, really understand what the drivers of your spend are, to be able to allocate your costs to different teams or applications or environments, to give all of the stakeholders throughout your organization the right visibility into costs, to be able to govern costs and have the right accountability, for example, for different engineering teams to stay within the budgets that they've been allocated. And we think that this launch and this new homepage is really going to help customers get a holistic view across cloud financial management, so that they can understand their historical costs, as Jeff mentioned, but then also prioritize the next best action that they can take, whether it's improving their cost allocation coverage or taking action to reduce costs by doing something like purchasing a savings plan or migrating to Graviton.
Yeah, Liam, and kind of what you were explaining there, we hear a lot of times in the industry chargeback and showback, and that usually goes down the tagging kind of conversation. But that's another good example of why these tools are very important to our customers for the ability to show. To actually, if you're not charging those specific groups or organizations, but at least being able to show as some accountability for the showback. So it's really interesting. You
Mhm.
mentioned this new homepage. Can you talk to us about kind of what's all available for customers in this new centralized homepage?
Yeah, so I think that's probably a great segue into our demo. If we could bring up my screen here. All right, looks like I'm visible here. So what we're looking at here is our new combined billing and cost management homepage. And before we dig too much into the homepage, I wanted to briefly cover off on our simplified navigation. So previously we had one console that was used for billing and one console that was used for cost management. And what we heard from our customers is that they spent a lot of time going back and forth between these consoles, and that we could really make their lives easier and make their workflows more efficient by bringing all that together into a single unified experience. And so what we're seeing here in the left navigation is that combined and simplified navigation structure, and we've grouped everything into these more logical categories like billing and payments, cost analysis, and cost organization. And we think that this is going to help customers find the right tool for the job and simplify and streamline their workflows. But let's talk more about the homepage. So on the homepage, you can see a collection of different widgets that will give you information about different aspects of your cloud financial management. And again, this is all about giving you the right insights and information and recommendations so that you can make faster, better informed cloud financial management decisions. So I'll talk through each widget in a little more detail. So first, at the top, we have the cost summary widget, and this is really about providing you with the high-level context and trends that you need to be able to make effective cloud financial management decisions. So what we see here is a month-to-date cost and a trend compared to last month for the same time period. Here you can see that cost for the same time period. So we're looking at October 1st through 27th here. You can see your forecast for the current month, and you can see last month's total costs. You can see also that each of these numbers is a link. And if I click this link, for example, I can pull up a view in Cost Explorer with a matching view. And so now I can seamlessly drill it further into this number and start breaking it down by, for example, instance type or tag or whatever other dimension I might be interested in. So a seamless integration between this homepage and the ability to dive deeper in Cost Explorer. The next widget that we'll look at is Cost Monitor. And what this does is gives you an at-a-glance view if there are any problems that may require your attention. So there's two main status indicators in this widget. We have the budget status, which tells you if any budgets have been exceeded, and then cost anomalies. Cost anomaly detection is a service that automatically detects unusual changes in your account spend and alerts you to them. And so what this cost monitor does is it tells you at a glance whether any budgets have been exceeded or whether any cost anomalies have been detected. Next, as we scroll down, we can take a quick look at the cost breakdown widget. And what this allows you to do is start to drill into what's driving your costs and changes in your costs over time. You can choose to group your costs by service, account, or region, as well as cost allocation tags or cost categories. And so, for example, if I want to break down my costs by cost center, I can use the cost category that I've created for that and see how my costs break down along that dimension. Next, and one of the things that we're really excited about with this launch that we think is really going to help customers is the recommended actions widget. What we've heard from customers is that they're looking for more guidance on cloud financial management best practices, ranging from the basics like creating a budget to manage and govern your costs and be alerted when spending exceeds a certain threshold, to more advanced recommendations like queuing a savings plan purchase, for example, to replace a savings plan that is expiring. And so these recommended actions span from cost optimization recommendations to foundational best practices like having a billing alternate contact in place and everything in between. So we can see, for example, that there were anomalies detected in the last 90 days with a certain cost impact. And so we can view those cost anomalies. We can see that there are savings plans expiring that we should queue up so that we don't lose savings plan coverage. We can see alerts about our free tier and budget status, getting started recommendations, and then cost optimization recommendations. So there's a ton of great content here that we're excited to share with customers. Each of these includes a link so you can immediately take action on that recommendation without wondering, for example, what tool you should use to implement that best practice. We have a view of cost allocation coverage. So Jeff, we talked earlier about the importance of allocating costs to different teams, business units, applications, environments, and having that foundational cost visibility. That's really one of the foundational layers of any solid cloud financial management strategy. And what this cost allocation coverage widget allows you to do is keep an eye on how well you're allocating your costs. So you can view this by either cost allocation tag or cost category, depending on how you and your organization prefer to allocate your costs. And what it allows you to do is get a quick look at what percentage of your costs are unallocated and where you should focus to take action to improve that allocation. So in this example, in the demo account that we're using, we can see that we've got essentially perfect allocation along our department dimension. What that means is that every dollar of our spend, of our organization's spend, is properly allocated to a department. But then we've created a separate dimension called SVP org. And we can see that we've got a lot of room for improvement there because 80% of our costs are unallocated there. And then finally, one of the things that we're really excited about with this launch, and actually is hopefully a good segue into one of our upcoming on-air presentations, is this savings opportunities widget. So these recommendations are sourced from Cost Optimization Hub, which is another great feature that we launched earlier this week here at reInvent. And what this widget does is it tells you the top actions that you can take to save money and to optimize your costs. So we've got recommendations, for example, to purchase reserved instances, to migrate some of our existing EC2 instances to Graviton, savings plans to right-size our instances, and there are more action types that we could drill into. We can also click the link to view these details in Cost Optimization Hub and start to really drill into the specifics of each one to take action. And then one final thing that I'll...
I was going to ask you that. You beat me to it. I said, how can customers get started?
Perfect. Great segue. So one of the other things that we launched as part of this is this Getting Started page. And the intention of this Getting Started page is to help customers understand cloud financial management best practices and what they can accomplish in this new unified console. And so you can click a topic area like billing and payments or cost analysis or cost organization and learn about some of the best practices and how you can immediately get started in implementing those best practices. To get started with the unified console, all you need to do is navigate to the billing and cost management service via this services menu, or to search in the console, and you will come to the new homepage. The new homepage does rely on data from Cost Explorer. So if you see that your data is not available yet, that's okay. You will have all of your data populated within 24 hours after your first visit.
Sounds good, Liam. Liam, thank you very much for sharing this new feature. I'm sure our customers are really excited to see these new features of Cost Explorer in the hub. Liam, thank you very much.